I know this moron who just picked up an $80 snowmobile from Facebook Marketplace. He's more brawn than brain, if you know what I mean. And this old Sled is probably older than he is. Now this fine snowmobile is an old Arctic Crap Jag 340, and she's growing all kinds of plants, moss, and other vegetation because it sat outside for almost 10 years. Now this moron bought this with intentions to get it running and driving again, but there's one tiny problem. This thing is completely weather seized. Now he's wondering what to dump down these cylinders to help break it free. And if you haven't figured it out yet, yes, I am that moron. So drop a comment, drop a like, and follow along to see if I get this thing running again. So that's right, you heard the intro. This is a early 90s Arctic Cat Jag 340. It's a twin cylinder engine. There's no seat on it. It's sat outside for almost 10 years. I believe 8 or 9 years, the guy said. It's completely weather seized. So today we're going to try to get it going. Breaks loose faster. So hopefully this can break this engine free. My only goal here is to get this thing running. Okay, here's all the good stuff. The airbox is completely clogged with leaves. But let's pop these plugs out and get it soaking with some PB Blaster. And yeah, I know I shouldn't be, using the impact gun for spark plugs, but you know, what's the worst that's going to happen? There is definitely some rust on the spark plug. This one here don't look too bad. So I'm willing to bet that this thing is only seized on one side. Let's just give her a little squirt down in the cylinders. Get it all around. Yeah. Bro. While this stuff is soaking, I got high hopes we're going to break this free. I can just go ahead and have a quick little look at the carb, maybe clean it or something. Hopefully it's not too bad. I don't want to spend any money on this screw. I just like to be able to get it going. Because honestly, the screw is not worth any money. Sorry, I called it screw again. It's a snowmobile. Or a sled. Sled is shorter and faster to say, so I'm going to call it a sled. Oh no. I'm afraid the carburetor is completely trash. Look. That's so bad, guys. Look at that. That is so bad. Look what came out of the bowl. The floats still work though, if we move up and down freely. So these are my jets. This is the needle. I'm just gonna let some stuff soak here and I'm gonna try to clean it up a bit more. And while our carburetor is soaking, let's try to break this engine free. So I'm actually gonna try to rock this engine back and forth here on the clutch. Because I'm afraid if I put too much tension on that pull cord that it's gonna break. Still pretty stiff. Oh yeah, I think this is gonna break free, no trouble. Just try to work her back and forth a little bit. Oh my god, yes. Oh yeah, look at that. She's still pretty tight, but oh yeah, she's going though. Let's give her another little squirt of PB Blaster in the cylinders. All right, we got her broke free. I don't really know if we're gonna have compression on one side. One side, you can almost hear it, it sounds good. The other side sounds a little crunchy, if you know what I mean, but let's start hauling her over, see if we can get some things moving again. Oh yeah! Smooth as butter, baby! Same on this side. Okay, we got our engine freed up. We do have spark. Let's have a check for compression. That looks just about 120 to me on this side. And about 110 on the other side. So I'm going to pop these plugs back in. I'm going to spray a bit of starter fluid down there in the manifold. And we're going to see if this thing will fire up. The carburetor is still soaking. I don't know if it's going to be salvageable. If I can't get it, if I can't get the carb working, I will be looking for one. Click, click. All right, I got my can of starter here. So I got some pre-mixed gas here in my environmentally approved container. I'm just going to squirt this down the cylinders and hopefully she fires up. She's not even offering. Okay, so I just robbed some plugs out of that VMAX that I got going last video. I'm going to try them out. The ones that ran out were B90S and these are BR90S, so I don't think it'll make much of a difference. Hopefully she fires. So this is the start of a very long, drawn-out process of me yanking this thing over about 1 million times. At the end of this video, my two arms are just about ready to fall off. I pulled out the spark plugs here to inspect and they are full of fuel. So this thing should be firing up really. I'm pulling this thing over now with no plugs in it and you can actually see there's still some water popping out of that one cylinder. So I had a message from a guy, he's a follower, and he's like, hey, I got an old Jag 340 at my grandparents' house. It's all yours if you want to go pick it up. It's been sitting between two sheds, it hasn't run for years, and it's completely free. So me being me, I loaded up the truck, hooked up the trailer, and I picked me up a free Arctic Cat Jag 340 that also hasn't run in many years. But I'm hoping I can get the carburetor and maybe some other things off of this old sled to get mine going. So here she is. This is the free Jag. She's a 340. This one got a seat, the hood, the windshield, much better shape. So this one here I believe is a 91. It was manufactured 0990. And this one here is an 89 I believe. God, what's going on there? Let's get the hood off her. Thanks for the pliers, Josh. It's full of something. I wonder if this would have been a better screw to try to get going. It's hard to say. It's a bit, it is better than the last one. There's no doubt about that. But she's still not very good. See the water? Still though, this is way better than this. Okay, I've been cleaning. The carburetor, not looking too shabby. I've reused most of the jets out of the free Skidoo carburetor. I did have to use one off of the one I bought. But I think out of all of these, I got them all nice and clean. Let's get this carburetor put back together. Get it put in there with our other manifold and see if we can't get this thing to fire up. I got a temporary fuel source hooked up that goes into the inlet line. I'm just going to fill this up with some mixed gas. I'm going to dump some gas in the cylinders, pop the plugs in, pop the wires on, haul this over, and hopefully this thing starts up. So I hauled this thing over about 1 million more times, and then I said to myself, I should just check the compression on that free Skidoo. Maybe that engine is better. Almost 150. And then I rechecked the compression on the $80 Marketplace Sled. What's that, about 70? So I think I just found our issue. And I got a plan. So here's the plan. This one right here is a Jag Mountain Cat. So this one is a long track. And if you look beyond the leaves and the dirt, this thing is actually in better shape. The track is in really good shape. The body, the skis, and the suspension is in pretty good shape. The steering is also not seized. And now the free Jag has a good hood and a good seat. but it has a lot of missing parts. It's got no coil, no plugs, no wires. I don't know if it has spark. The steering is completely seized up. One of the skis is cracked or bent or something. So I'm thinking that the one I bought would be a better candidate for me to fix up. The track on the free jag is also in really bad shape. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to remove the complete top end off of the free jag, and I'm going to switch it over and put it on the $80 marketplace jag. Clear as mud, right? Ah! Top end all apart, and it looks way better than the top end that's in that one. So I went ahead and took the top end off the free jag first. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the top end off of the $80 marketplace jag. You simply remove the intake stuff, remove the exhaust, pop off the domes, pop out the cylinders, and pop out the pistons. Well, we got her all apart. She's pretty mucky looking. But if you look here, the rings are stuck. And this is why she wouldn't start. Same on this side. Look at the rings. They're really stiff and stuck. Also, if you look down in that cylinder, you can kind of see the scoring. And there's also and if you look right down in here, there's like a big gouge there. So we found our issue here. And it's not that bad, honestly, because we do have that part sled that we just picked up for free. I did check the compression on that one, and the compression is really good on that engine. So I'm pretty much just going to take the top end off of the part sled and put it onto the $80 sled. You ever buy a project thinking it's just going to be a few hours worth of work, you're going to be done with it, and you're going to move on. It turns into a 2-day ordeal. You're after spending way more time than you thought. Way more time than the project is even worth. And you're that far into it right now that you got no other choice but to finish it. Yeah, me neither. So I got the top end, took off this part sled we just picked up. Here it is on the floor. It's actually in really good shape and clean. As you can tell, these are the cylinders that come off of the sled that I bought. Look how clean these are compared to those. I got everything all cleaned up somewhat. Don't look at the leaves. I got some fresh oil put to here on these bearings. It's all looking good. My pistons are all cleaned up. Wrist pin bearings and wrist pins all cleaned up, all oiled. And as soon as I finish up my coffee here, I'm going to put this engine back together. We're going to put the carb back on it, feed some fuel to it through the funnel, and we're going to try to fire this thing up. Pistons. Nice jugs. Heads or domes or whatever you want to call this stuff. Time for the carburetor. Let's get the exhaust put back on her. We're getting pretty close there now, boys. The plugs are going back in. And then we're going to try to start this thing. And yes, if you're wondering, I just reused all the gaskets. I put some RTV silicone on them. This is an $80 snow machine. This is not a big build. I don't really want to spend any money on it. And that'll be good enough. I've literally rebuilt Elantra engines and used RTV, so should be plenty good for a 340 Arctic crap. Bit of pre-mix down in there. So this is my makeshift fuel system. It's just a funnel with a fuel line going directly into the carb. It's just gravity fed, so hopefully it works. Bit of starting fluid for good measure. All right, cross your fingers, please. Please work. Oh my God. Buddy. That's promising. A few more plucks. Buddy, I tell you, my arms were definitely sore the next day. Come on, baby. Oh! She's doing something. She's trying to start. You can hear this thing attempting to fire up, but it just will not go. This is the result of gas, oil, starting fluid, and a bit of spark. I'm going looking for the fire extinguisher here in the bottom drawer of my toolbox. Then I remembered there's a can of starting fluid down there in the flames. So I picked it up and chucked it at the wall like you would. I still never found my fire extinguisher, so I figured, well, just like the big bad wolf, I'll blow and I'll blow and I'll blow until this flame goes out. Also noticed with the paper towels that's there hanging on the handlebars that were really close to that flame, they almost caught up. So now I'm gone looking for the fire extinguisher again, because what you can't see is the flame's still going underneath the engine because of the puddle of oil that's down there. There's also a bunch of leaves and dry debris under here that is very flammable. So I need a new fire extinguisher, and I need to hang it on the wall where it's close to my workstation and easily accessible. Lesson learned here. So what I would normally do here is haul this old sled out, hook onto the truck and smash it into a million pieces. But I actually do want to figure it out, and I actually do want to get this thing running again. I'm just going to haul it to the shop right now because I'm afraid there's still something smoldering there, and I don't want my shop to burn down overnight. So I got this thing hauled outside the shed right now. I'm not really ready to give up on this project yet. I think it'll start now at once. I got fuel, I got spark, I got compression, I got air. I don't know why it won't start. It'll fire up for like a second, the light will come on, and it'll just immediately die. I don't know if it's a fuel issue because I've just been gravity feeding the carburetor. The tank is not hooked up, the fuel pump is not hooked up. But I'm putting gas directly into the cylinders as well, and it's still not really firing up. It does have spark. I don't know how strong the spark is, but you can clearly see it on the plug. So if any of you guys know these sleds, you got any suggestions, drop a comment. I'm not ready to destroy this one and slam it into the side of the car yet with the truck. I do want to fix it. So that Jag is going to go on the back burner right now. And that is because, as you can see, I have many more projects to start. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.